People have to get to know that they can count on you, that you won't say one thing one day and something totally different the next. And it certainly takes more than trying to make up for a year of insults and insinuations by dropping in on our neighbors for a few hours and then flying home again. That is not how it works.
Hillary Clinton today casting doubt on Donald Trump's trip to Mexico even before he arrived there. And we're back now with our panel. So let's put up some of these latest Fox News polls. Let's start with the horse race. In a two-way race, Clinton now leads Trump by 6 points, 48% to 42. That's down from a 10-point lead earlier this month. And in a four-way race, including Gary Johnson and Jill Stein, Clinton's lead over Trump is now just 2 points, 41% to 39. Amy, how big a role do you think the continuing controversy over the emails and the Clinton Foundation play in the tightening in these polls?
No, I think that's absolutely a big piece of this. I think there are probably three things going on. The focus on her weaknesses, the fact that Donald Trump himself has not gotten himself into hot water this week, has had a pretty decent week, and we can go all about his stumbling around about making an immigration position. But the fact is there hasn't been anything dramatic that he's done. And the third is that these third-party candidates, he didn't put those numbers up, but that's where you even see a bigger tightening. You know, getting 13 points in your poll, 8 points, 10 points in some other polls. Usually this is a point in an election where the third-party candidates drop off and start getting 3, 4 points. They're continuing to stay up at that level. So I think that all leads to a tightening. I think really where this race is at the end of the day, this is a 4 or 5 point race. This is what most of the polls are showing. But remember, it was also a 4-point race in 2012. Barack Obama, Mitt Romney had a competitive race, but at the end of the day, it was about 4 points and obviously a big electoral college win. So he's got to do more than just tighten. He's got to figure out a way to get over that hump that Mitt Romney wasn't able to do.
I want to put up one more number from the latest Fox News poll. The likelihood that the Clintons were selling influence to those who donated to the Clinton Foundation. Very or somewhat likely, 66%, not likely or not at all, 30%, which basically is 2 to 1. Howie, folks believe this is, or was, pay to play.
Yeah, and you have the drip, drip, drip of new allegations every day about the foundation, about the email. You know, people aren't following all of the details. And, you know, the race was always going to tighten. Hillary was not going to sail into November with a 10-point lead. You look at, and it obscured the fact that these are two unpopular candidates. You look at this Fox News poll, Hillary Clinton's unfavorable is 53%, Donald Trump's is 56%, although that's down from 63% in early August. So it seems to me that this is important psychologically because a lot of people in the media were kind of declaring this race over, and then but of course the battleground states is where this is going to be decided, and at least for now Hillary Clinton is still putting into play, making competitive some reliably red states, North Carolina, Arizona, Georgia, whereas Trump is...
The very fact that Trump is going to be speaking in Arizona tonight is an indication of that.
And he has yet to show, although this could change, that he could put some of those reliably blue Rust Belt states into play.
Charles, the FBI, we learned last week, has turned over 15,000 new emails, either that they recovered from the server that supposedly had been deleted or from other accounts. 15,000 new Clinton emails, turned them over to the State Department. Is there a particular area that you're especially interested in, something that you're particularly looking to see what's going to come out of these? And what do you think is the likelihood of a game changer? I mean, this scandal has been going on, controversy has been going on for more than a year now. Do you think it still has the capacity to change people's minds?
Look, for a year I've thought, and I've said that I think the real hidden story in the emails, the reason she probably set it up in the first place, the reason it was all concealed, the reason so many were deleted, probably has to do with the foundation and with the fact that it is inextricably bound with her tenure in the State Department, and that, however, whether there's smoking gun or not, there's a lot of smoke. And look at the numbers you showed. 2/3 of Americans assume that there was influence that was sold. And the problem is that there are the 15,000. Look at what happened today. She gives a speech in Cincinnati, supposed to be a big speech, foreign affairs, supposed to stake out her ground, completely ignored. The only story that you really hear about her is the more email story, the 15,000, all of this stuff. Every day the story is the emails. Every day is the story about her honesty. And I think that's the threat. That's why her numbers have shrunk, and that's what she has to look ahead to for the next 70 days.
Stephen, we've got a little bit of time left. Today marks 270 days since Hillary Clinton held a news conference, December 4th, 2015. Does it matter? Do people care? Her campaign says, look, she's had 300-plus interviews. Do folks care, and what does it show?
Well, they've made a calculation that what she would have to answer, the question she would have to answer in that press conference could potentially do more damage to her than this continuing story that she's not doing press conferences. And I think actually their calculation is correct. If you look at not only is the email story continuing, I would argue it's growing, and it's growing in its seriousness. I mean, she did sign this document in August of last year, about this time last year, under penalty of perjury, saying she turned over all her work-related emails. We now have emails between Hillary Clinton and David Petraeus, Hillary Clinton and Sidney Blumenthal about Libya, and now these potentially about Benghazi, which was why this whole thing got started in the first place.